Hello, everyone. On January 25th, we are going to have a Leo full moon. And full moons are always about completion, fruition, harvesting, any kind of well, completion is maybe the best way of looking at it. The sun and the moon are opposite each other, and the sun is highlighting and illuminating the moon disk, so it shows in its entirety and completion. So that's what happens in the full moon. It's also about motherhood and all sorts of things. But if you take a look at the signs, then maybe the Leo Aquarius dichotomy is the greatest rift or schism, or I don't know what word I should use, because this is what happens. Leo is about the individual self, how you create your own self, how you are going to show on your own, and how, what you are going to become on the earth plane as a human being. And you understand the process if you look at it from a karmic viewpoint, how the hero's journey is done from a karmic energy. But of course, if you look at Leo and Aquarius, you will see that one is complete individualization and the other one is letting all this thing go. And again, you will understand the whole process if we take it from the beginning. As Judy Hall, my master, always said, that there's a huge soul pool up there somewhere in a higher dimension, and we are there and just enjoying the nothingness and everythingness that is up there. And then when a soul decides to incarnate into a physical body, it leaves the soul pool. And for that, it needs two things, will and desire, which is expressed by Mars and, of course, Aries, the first sign. So everything starts with fire. And the moment we do this, we come down to the earth plane and we get into Taurus, which is fixed earth. And we need this fixed earth energy because otherwise we would leave immediately. So we need to enjoy the senses, to enjoy the 3D reality in its utmost potentials. That's exactly what we do in Taurus. Then when we are not fed up, but well fed, let's put it this way, then we move forward and we go into Gemini, where we gather information and knowledge. And the fourth element, water, gets into our possession through Cancer only for the fourth time. So it's very interesting that it starts with fire and then continues with earth and then with air. And the fourth element we get to know is Cancer, water. Water in Cancer, yeah, and where we learn human emotions. And that, and only after that, can we actually move forward to create ourselves, which is in the fifth sign in Leo, which is ruled by the sun, the ego development. So as you can see, when you look at a Leo, true Leos are very proud, playful, and also they want to be loved, they want to be cherished, they want to show who they really are. It's very, very important for them to shine. And if you take a look at the year, that is when, the whole solar year, the sun in Leo as at its highest energy potential. Here in Hungary, we often have 35 degrees, sometimes 40 degrees. So it's really scorching hot. And everything can happen during this period because it's really, in its entirety is right there. Whereas the sun is in detriment in Aquarius, which we are now in. And here we have total frozenness. Here in Hungary, for instance, we sometimes have like minus 10 degrees. So the difference can be 40, 50, even sometimes 60 degree. That's the biggest jump throughout the year if you take these 2 points. And again, there's nothing in Aquarius, just pure ideas. And that is why Aquarians are not interested in individualization. They don't care for their own identity or their own ego development. They want to do stuff for the big picture for others. So that's why it is really interesting how in nature you can see the same thing as in the astrological sign. Of course, they were derived from nature. Okay, so let's take a look at the full moon chart, which in London occurs on the 25th of January at 1754. And as you can see, there is a fixed ground cross, not just a T-square. For instance, in the Budapest chart, we only had a T-square between the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter. But here, the MCIC angles are also included in the energy pattern. And Jupiter is on the MC. There's nothing on the IC or the ascendant-descendant either. But what we do have is the Saturn-Hygeia conjunction on the one hand, and the Mars, Mercury, Vertex triple conjunction, to which dark moonlit is coming up to an exact conjunction. And actually, it's funny because I'm going to have a video on this because it will occur at 16 degrees Capricorn. The triple conjunction. At the moment, the vertex is there and it's on Mercury Mars, which is not yet closing the energy itself. But this is something that we will talk later on. And as you can see, Venus is closing the sextile, but it's not going to be, it's very interesting, it's not going to be a true boomerang. So that's what we have. That's mainly the main chart. Let's take a look at this configuration. And as you can see, there is a fixed ground cross. If you look at Jupiter, Jupiter enlarges everything it touches. It gives you hope and gives you enthusiasm and growth. But at the same time, in mundane charts, it very often enlarges the issue. And here, this Sun-Moon opposition is being enlarged, and the Leo Aquarius dichotomy, whether to show my individualization, my true colors, my true self, or I should remain in the background and work for the society, work for equality and whatever. It's funny because, you know, you guys in the West, you don't know what you're getting into. I understand when you are young, all those communistic, socialistic ideas seem very, very nice because you have nothing and you don't really know how to gain access to goods and commodities and things like that. Well, I will tell you, through hard work, that's the only way. And you want to get this, and you think that socialism or communism is going to provide you with this thing. Well, let me tell you, no, it is only taking away what belongs to other people and giving and redistributing it. And if you don't work for it, you will never appreciate it, believe me. You may be happy for 1 or 2 days, but it's not going to replace hard work. We Hungarians know this because I spent half my lifetime in a communist regime, and I can tell you everything about it if you're interested. But anyhow, so this is the dichotomy here, and again with Jupiter, you will see the enlargement of the issue, whether we should accept that everyone is equal. By the way, even in the French Revolution, they didn't talk about equity. It's a stupid idea that there cannot be equal people. I mean, I'm 159 centimeters high. Would I like to be 180? Yes. Can I? No. Otherwise, yeah, I could wear platform shoes. But you can't. You can't simply chop off somebody's legs to make it him or her shorter because you want to create an average. And if it doesn't work in biology, believe me, it doesn't work in any sense, not in economy and not in anywhere. Even the revolutionaries in France, in the big French Revolution, they didn't think equality was potentially possible. What they wanted was equal before the law. So that an everyday person should have the same rights as, let's say, an earl or a prince or something like that. This is what they demanded. So that's the ground cross involving Jupiter, which is enlarging everything, which is also on the zenith, at the MC. And what else you have here? You have a mystic rectangle also with the MCIC and Jupiter, and then the Saturn Hygeia opposite Trans-Pluto. Trans-Pluto is channeling and dimension jump. Saturn provides the base for things, and Hygeia is creating a sacred space, creating a healthy environment. Hygeia was one of the daughters of Asclepius, and she was not a healer per se. All the other sons and daughters were healers and doctors and physicians of Asclepius. But Hygeia really stood out because she said that let's not wait until everyone gets sick. Let's teach the people how to remain healthy. And now that they are concocting another virus for us, virus X, which is going to be 20 times more deadly than the previous pandemic, we should really pay attention to our health and our boundaries and how we create a sacred space around us. And then the mystic rectangle ties very nicely into this because by channeling information down there, you can create a sacred space, a true base for yourself. So that's it. There are also two Earth water trines, with kites, sorry, kites. It's almost a six-pointed star, but we don't have anything here. And I didn't check this time. I should have checked if there's anything in the missing point, but it doesn't really matter. It's nice as it is. So the first Earth water kite is Venus, Jupiter, MC, Saturn, Hygeia, and Trans-Pluto. And the other one is Jupiter, MC, IC, Venus, and Trans-Pluto. You can see that. So you have the dimension jump, you have your hope and enthusiasm and expansion and luck. Of course, you have this create a sacred base for yourself. And with the MCIC, of course, family and the future, or your roots, karmic roots and the future are all tied in. There's also two fixed Earth engine, again, because of the MCIC angle. You have Moon, Jupiter, and Venus, and then you also have Sun, Jupiter, and Trans-Pluto. So all the participants are the same. And there is a non-closing boomerang, which is interesting because usually boomerangs don't close because the opposition is a bit tight, loose. Here you have an exact Sun-Moon opposition, of course, because it's the full moon. But as you can see, Venus is only at 3 degrees, 2 degrees and something, close to 3 degrees Capricorn. So the Sun-Venus semi-sextile is not really closing. Why could you still utilize this boomerang, which again means that, of course, we should make sure you aim well because it will get back to you. Because with the luminaries, we allow a bigger orb, and with Venus, in this case, Venus is a slightly faster than the Sun. It's at the average is usually 1 degree for both the daily travel, but in this case, Venus is at its daily travel is 1 degree and 15 minutes. So it's slightly faster than the Sun, so it will be coming to an exactness. And of course, with the luminaries, you allow a bigger orb anyway. So here the boomerang axis is the Sun Moon. And again, you have Venus, harmony, love, money, and you have Saturn, Hygeia, create a sacred space. And there is a bow or bow tie. The two oppositions, one the Sun Moon, the other one is Saturn, Hygeia, Saturn, Hygeia opposite Trans-Pluto. And these oppositions are framed by karmic aspects, the semi-sextile and the quincunxes, the two quincunxes. So the bow is there. And let's take a look at the transcendental celestial objects. And here they are. On the Sun, you have academia. And in Aquarius, this is really telling because in Aquarius, if you look at it, if you look at the air signs, air reaches its utmost potential in Aquarius, where we create theories. And the moment you create a theory and put it down in academia, it becomes a dogma very often. That's when the air is frozen. It's frozen air, really, frozen ideas. So very often the moment you create an idea or you create theory and you write it down, it becomes dogma, unfortunately. But anyhow, the sun is conjunct academia. On the moon, you have memoria, memory, Silurus, which is one of the centaurs. There's a group of centaurs. I just finished grouping the centaurs. I'm almost finished. I still need to revise it a little bit. But there's a group of centaurs who are very much aware of their half animal ancestry, and they want to better themselves. One of them is Silurus. There are different ways how to better yourself. Silurus chooses the arts. So he's cultivating the arts. He's one of the most beautiful centaurs. He's considered to be beautiful, was very handsome. And so he wants to better himself. And through the arts, with the help of the arts. So it usually means when you have Silurus somewhere in your chart, quite prominent, which means conjunct something personal. It means that you are very well aware of your birth situation, your ancestors, and you simply want to grow out of it. You want to better yourself. You want to show the world that you can grow. So it's the potential of growth, and karmic wounds around a base ancestry or not very high ancestry. And then you have Altar, which is beta Cancer. And Altar means the stare, how you look at something. And it means inner knowledge, inner sight. So clairvoyance in a way. On Venus, you have Cassandra, the Trojan princess, who is the love, who Apollo falls in love with her and gives her to win her over, gives her clear insight. Again, insight, interestingly. But when she rejects him, he doesn't take it away, he ruins it. And he says to her that, okay, you can keep on looking at things and understanding things, but no one will believe you. So Cassandra is an archetype where I know what I can see, I know I have premonitions, and no one listens to me. And then Ixion is again a centaur, and it's one of the first documented psychopaths in human history, who is punished by Zeus because he wants to rape Hera. So actually there is this divine punishment involved in it, but in karmic astrology, Ixion represents the karmic wheel, the fact that I come back and I want to rectify what I did wrong. It's not really an eye for an eye, and so not this kind of karmic issue. And no, it's not someone up there who is going to punish us. We are punishing ourselves. It simply means that if I see the mistake or the error of my ways, I want to rectify it, I want to correct it, and I come back in order to correct it. So that's what Ixion is standing for. On Jupiter, you have Nike, the euphoria of victory, which is great, I think. And on MC, on the midheaven, because it's slightly away from Jupiter, and with fixed stars, we only allow 1 degree over. You have Sheraton, beta Aries, and the beta stars in constellations usually show you either the shadow side of that particular constellation, and in Aries, of course, it's how to win, how to self-assert, how to assert yourself, how to conquer people and things and everything. And Sheraton is conquering from the shadow. And on the IC, you have Elatus, another centaur, and he is linked to self-expression through work and through writing. It's another betterment centaur who wants to better himself and wants to emerge through his own work, and he's very proud of his own work. And on Saturn, you have Hera, a counterpart of Juno, the third of the asteroids. And here's a minor asteroid, but it doesn't really have the whole archetype of being the wife, the first lady archetype. It usually again shows you the shadow energy, where if you look at Hera's myths, you will find that she's always jealous, that she's always vindictive, that she has all kinds of ulterior motives and she plays them out. So Hera is this negative energy of Juno, which is more of the first lady energy and the mother of gods. Of course, Hera still is the mother of gods and the queen of heaven, but she also has this negative side. And then Deneb Adige, which is the Alpha Cygnus, which is one of the shaman stars. It is going up there and creating something. So you have two, both Altarf and Deneb Adige are higher dimensional words where you can learn and download stuff for clairvoyance, for shamanic healing, shamanic journeys even. And on Trans Pluto, you have Moira, the Fates, and Hecate, the Dark Moon Goddess. So those are the transcendental objects for this particular full moon. Happy full moon. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I do a lot of Hungarian videos as well. I don't know, I haven't learned how to split my channel. I aim at doing it in the near future, and then you can subscribe only for the English videos. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.